Hey guys, this is Dantes Lindsay. I am the general manager of Ducks Trading LLC, as well as the lead trainer of StockCraft. Before I go any further, I just want to say I am not a financial advisor, and this video is for entertainment purposes only. On that note, let's talk about the content in the video. So today we're pretty much going to go over homework that every trader should probably have at least these minimum categories if they want to become a consistently profitable trader. And so we're just going to go over that today. So, pull out a pen. There might be a summary, might not, but let's just get into the video and see what happens. So first thing I'm going to recommend is that you have a pattern or a newsletter and some type of structure that has a credible source behind it. Of course, I'm going to recommend the source that I come from as the general manager. So if you are very, very serious about getting into, speeding up the time that it takes to become a profitable, consistent day trader, I just say jump straight into the Freedom Challenge. And then you just have to have enough resolve to keep consistent, 3 to 5 hours a day, creating a foundation that you can just build on like over years. And, Freedom Challenge is great at doing that. And there's so many different people at different parts in their process, and it's an inclusive chat room. And so you can link with other people. At the same time, I'm streaming every single day. And so there's people that leak over from the Freedom Challenge, the leak over from the other places in the public. And so, we're all figuring stuff out together. And so this is going to be my first recommendation, is to get yourself into not necessarily the Freedom Challenge, but into some kind of community where you can discuss. And so when you are in a community, you're thinking, because when you read other people, you have to think about, is that noise, or is that something that could potentially coming back to bite me if I don't pay attention to it now. So I lead with my curiosity when I go into these discussions. And you always want to have some type of opinion, because at the end of the day, you want to get rid of anything that doesn't help you in the future. And the best way to do that is to test yourself against people that will give you constructive criticism. And so trading needs to be a discussion. And we're all in it to win it, is what I want to say. So I recommend the Freedom Challenge, but if you don't want to, take that big of a step, you can start off in our tier 1, tier 2, and then, probably get the DVD and stuff. But other than that, let's get to the next one. Next, you kind of want to have a verification service where I'm going to recommend Kinfo right now, because you want to look at your equity curve. You want to have some type of verification that does all the statistics and everything for you. You can create, your own sophisticated test that can give you an edge based off of, losses and profits in a specific area in your trading. At the same time, you can pretty much go up to most traders and look at their equity curve, and you can read what happened to them. And so there's a lot of, just straight runs for me. That's actually my FOMO. That's me going in, not studying enough to the point where I'm decisive, to where I'm just I recognize the trade, but I don't have enough confidence to just go in the trade with enough size, or just at all. And so eventually, when you see enough opportunities slip through your hands, you will start to recognize what a good trade and a bad trade looks like. And on those times where you have a bad trade, this is what happens. You take a loss. And if you don't have enough experience taking a loss the right way, you're going to try to do a revenge trading. And then that's what this looks like. And so, usually after a big loss, you kind of have to come back to yourself, start from the basics, start from the ground up. And that's where you see this gradual uptrend. And, as you can see, the spikes start getting bigger, and they start getting solid. And so, that's what leads to like bigger losses later, because it's really hard to find that sweet spot. This is another reason why it's good to have a verification third party service. I recommend a Kinfo in this case. So you can verify your trades, track your trades, and it helps add another solid point in the discussion of your trades. And so next, I want to say, hey, have a standard place that you gather your statistics, because it's always great to have standards for your statistics. In my case, I recommend FinViz because this is where I find all the starting market caps, floats, and stuff based off the previous day that refreshes at a consistent rate that is consistent with what I'm looking for in a stock. Now, outside of this, just to create like some type of standard for your starting statistics that you can put into your like Excel sheet, like however you want to track, or your program. They all come back to one site or one frame of reference. And so like what I mean by that is like, let's say I'm using this lovely platform, StockCraft, and I track volume up to the top tick using specific candles. Let's say I want to use let's say we go back to 5 days and I use like 1 hour candles to track up to like wherever the top tick is. I can just like, add up these numbers, and, I'd have to do it in a way where it matches my previous data and my future data. And so like, if I do it like, 1 hour, I want it to be as accurate as possible. And so there's times where I'll go down to like, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes. But at that point, it just becomes really tedious. And so you want to stay kind of consistent, because there's very small differences in data providers. The statistics like have a very small like amount of slippage. And so it's not a exact science. It's more of you just want to stay consistent so you can get the meat or like most of where the upper and outer limits of the structure that you created falls, if that makes sense. Other than that, pretty much the lesson is stay consistent with how you track your data. And you can do that through your platform, through the specific candle that you have, or you can do it through a third party service like FinViz, and just do the starting statistics. And you can base it off of that. So like, it started at 59 million market cap, float of 3.7, and then I just track all my data according to two of those statistics. Another thing is social media. So when it comes to social media, this is something you have to play with. And like, you can go to any of the social medias. Like you can go to Twitter, Facebook, you can even go to other chat rooms, like anything that gives you a taste of what the general public thinks. And then like, this is something you could play with in terms of, what's the top comment? And you're thinking, why is this a top comment? Is it because of the amount of likes? Because of the amount of like shares? Or you can just be like, hey, I'm in the middle of a trade, or like I'm about to go into a trade. I just only want to see the latest, like 20 seconds ago, 10 seconds ago. Usually I go up to 5 minutes, like skimming it really quickly just to be like, hey, where is most of the people? Because if I think personally, based off my hypothesis, based off of like, my statistics and learning and pattern and everything like that, if I think it's going to go this way, if I know the other people, like most of the people are on the other side, I'm going to smack them. I'm going to take their money. Yeah. But on that note, that should give you the idea of like the 4 essential things that you should have for consistently profitable trading in a very wide foundation kind of way. Now, each one of those have a quality aspect to it, and so do like other parts of your trading. And so you're going to have to, put into it as much as you really think is necessary at that moment. If you hit a ceiling or some type of, stop in your trading career. But hope that helps. But just to go over just like one more time, just to make sure you get it. Yeah, you need somewhere where you can discuss your trading. You need somewhere where you can verify your trading. And you need somewhere where you can standardize the statistics that are associated with your trading. You need something to test the temperature of the marketplace. Other than that, if you guys like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. Leave a comment below. If you really want it, join us at our services behind us. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.